Hi, welcome back. So today I'm practicing caricature. I've been working through Wouter Tulp's Expressive character workout on schoolism. Today's lesson was about simplifying shapes and really exaggerating them. Really good lesson, I'm learning a lot from this course. So I did the exercise, I watched along, and then I immediately went over to my own project that I'm working on, illustrating Moby-Dick. At the moment I'm working on Captain Ahab, so I wanted to use what I'd learnt, what I'd practiced in the lecture from Wouter Tulp, and sketch straight away, so it was still fresh in my mind. Okay, let's jump straight in and I'll show you how it went. Okay, so I was taking the course and I was looking at the reference image, and I was thinking in my head, because the task for the exercise was to simplify shapes, like I said, and kind of be sensitive to the kind of shapes that you see when you're looking at the reference. And the reference was deliberately kept really small, which is actually really useful because I'm used to blowing up references to make them huge. But then, of course, you see all the details and you start to obsess about details. So, small reference to the task was to really see, kind of focus on the shapes from, well, in this case, that the light was making. And then, for example, if the reference, well, for in this case, if the reference had a big forehead, make it even bigger. If the brow was kind of sticking out a bit, push it out even more. And, you know, not get bogged down in details, like I said, except I did a bit, because I kind of slipped back into, I don't know, kind of fine art, doing a portrait mode, and I was thinking about light and stuff like that. But this was a really good exercise for me in particular, to make sure that I'm not doing details. It's just about shapes. It's really an exercise in shapes as far as I could interpret it. So yeah, it was nice to use like different sides of the pencil as well, which you can see I'm doing there. So now, this was what I found super helpful, which was putting tracing paper over it. Well, first of all, I watched Wouter, how he did it, and he did it differently to me, of course. And then I put tracing paper over the top of my drawing, and kind of pretended that, or tried to imagine what he would have said. I kind of copied the shapes, like how he started his, to be honest. I kind of copied the basic shapes that he did first. So, and the whole act of me going through and writing it in red was helpful, because it ingrained in my own head, oh, you know, next time you're faced with a reference like this, make sure you approach it in that way instead. So, right, this was a really good one. The last model was kind of all curves, basically, all circular shapes. This guy's head, this model's head, from the reference, was basically a big rectangle, which was really good for me because I'm also designing, oh well, I'll tell you at the end of the video, but got a project on the go which is doing 3 characters from Moby-Dick. One of them is Captain Ahab, one of them is Queequeg, and the third one is Starbuck. And I'm kind of thinking of Starbuck as basically made out of squares and rectangles. So this was quite good practice for that, actually, to doing this, drawing this reference. So yeah, again, I could only really see a big square, and then I made the head even bigger. And then, so this is me again, putting the tracing paper over the top. And basically doing what Wouter observed when he was doing the drawing. He put the eyes much closer together, which I didn't. I think I can emphasize. This is something that I tend to do. I always put the eyes, even when I'm trying to caricature, I always put the eyes in the center of the head. Okay, now we move on to me taking what I've learned, what I hoped I would have learned from watching his lecture, and then like practicing drawing Ahab basically from the reference. So, I don't have the reference in front of me, which is a bit silly, but I can remember it. So with this reference, the first thing I was doing was trying to turn it all into well, a basic shape, either a circle or a square or a triangle. And I kind of decided already that I wanted Ahab to be basically made out of triangles. So I deliberately made this, actually looking at it now, it kind of looks like a tie, a necktie. I deliberately made, I strayed away a bit from the reference, and I deliberately made his beard a big triangle, basically. And I kind of pushed his head into, it's kind of a rectangle, but I kind of tried to make it a bit more triangular, basically. And then the widow's peak, I emphasized that, the bit where the hairline goes. What I really liked about this reference, though, is the stare that this guy's got going on. He looks intense, and his eyes are so pale. I don't know if that's because of the light in the room that they took the photo of. I think it's taken in the 19th century, this photo. But his eyes are so, like, almost deathly pale. The iris, that I thought, oh, that'd be cool for Ahab. Here, I quite like doing this, actually, which was kind of making loads of little triangles in his beard, especially like either side. I'm kind of thinking in terms of not quite the shape language, but the line language of especially Ahab and the other characters to be, you see the way I'm drawing with kind of the side of the pencil, kind of like a knife almost. I'm kind of trying to make marks that look a bit like the scars that you see on whales, like for obvious reasons, because of Moby-Dick, because of the whale. And you know, Moby-Dick's got loads of scars from past, you know, people trying to hunt him and stuff. So yeah, I thought, well, maybe I could play with that a bit. I deliberately pulled this guy's mouth way down his face, because I'm always a little bit reluctant when I'm caricaturing, because I'm so used to doing portraits. I'm always a little bit reluctant when I'm doing caricaturing to really stray away from realism. But I should. Okay, here's the next one. So this, well, different point of view with this one. Basically a profile, but with the last one, I remember thinking it was basically small nose and eyes all kind of close, bunched together in the face. Massive gap between the nose and the mouth. And then, well, you can't see the chin, but then there's the beard. So this, I wanted to do the opposite. I wanted to put his, well, actually, again, small eyes, sink them right back in the head, like the reference of the guy anyway in the photo. So sink them right back, and then super long nose, like ridiculously long nose. Straighten it a bit, because he's got quite a few bumps, the model, on his nose. But I tried to more or less straighten it, simplify, like what he was saying in the lesson. Simplify shapes. Think about shape language. Simplify the shapes and exaggerate them. So, yeah, I've got bad, you know, because of my portrait days, I've got a bad habit of trying to capture every small, subtle variation in line. But you know, for this, that's not so helpful. So, super long nose. Pushed his well, you can see what I'm doing. I pushed his mouth right up to almost up his nose. And then darkening around his eye here, that's what I'm doing. Because I'm trying to show how deep set his eyes are. And I also did the same thing, which is, couldn't really see. I deliberately kept the reference small, like in the lesson that I took. But I couldn't really see the guy's iris, so I just made it, so he doesn't really have an iris, he's just got a pupil. But this, I don't think this looks quite as kind of obsessed as I would have liked. But I like the caricature of this guy. I don't know if it's quite Ahab, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think of this. His beard, his kind of swirly beard, I did, like you see in the reference, he's just got a stubble. But I thought I'll just kind of grow this guy's stubble out a bit, just so it looks a bit more like water, I guess. Swirling water around this guy's face. A bit of, what are they called, liver spots, could be, but maybe that makes him look a bit too old for this iteration of Ahab. We'll see. I'll evaluate afterwards. So the third and last iteration is, to be honest, when I was looking at this reference, I was unsure on whether to go for this, because already this man doesn't really strike me as obsessed and kind of angry. I don't know, is Ahab angry? Maybe he's kind of angry, but this guy looks sad. And then I thought that might be quite good, a different side to Ahab, which could be, he's so kind of tired of his relentless obsession that he's just, you know, just looks tired. But I really wanted to show that, just to have big eyes so you can really see the kind of how deep the eyeballs are in the sockets. And yeah, just how he looks tired, basically. Ran out of steam there with that sentence. So yeah, I started making the iris absolutely huge, and to be honest, looking back, I don't know if that was a good idea, but you know, we'll see. And then I deliberately gave him a huge forehead. With this one, in terms of caricaturing the reference, I thought really all I could play with was, it seemed the theme seems to be today noses. So I just made this guy's nose really wide. It's not really something that I would initially think of Ahab, because whenever I think of Ahab, I think of the Gregory Peck version in the 1950 whatever it is movie, and he's got quite I think, can't picture his face now, but he's got quite a thin long nose, so I always think of Ahab as thin, long, triangular. But yeah, I made this guy wide nose, but just to see what it would look like, because I'm just trying to experiment at this point to see what things look like. So deliberately darkening the what are they called? The eyelashes. Oh, I keep going in and out of focus. That's annoying. Deliberately darkening the eyelashes, so to draw attention to the iris and everything, and then just putting a bit of heavier line weight in everything, well, kind of around, almost framing the face. I took away this guy's moustache, as you can see, because I need to check this actually. This is a bit cheeky of me. I should have done this properly researched this. But I'm not sure if Herman Melville actually states, oh, in fact, let me know in the comments, maybe you know. I'm not sure if Herman Melville actually states what kind of beard Ahab has. I found this a really helpful way to work, which was kind of input all the teaching that I was trying to gather, store it in my brain, store it in my mind, and then exercise, do an actual tangible exercise straight away for my portfolio. If you've got a favorite Ahab iteration that I did, let me know in the comments. I'd really be interested to know what people think, because sometimes you can get tunnel vision when you just look at your own work all the time, which is easily done. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.